You don't have to take this one with me.
All right. Oh, so while you're doing the first half of your plot, I took a swig. I don't think you're looking at the camera.
I wasn't. I
You
was
weren't.
thinking too hard.
I was like this. I had enough time to show it, open it, take a swig, and I put a thumbs up.
I
When
didn't. I wasn't looking at all. I was. Okay. This is probably gonna be the pre-show clip. Cheers. Hello and welcome to the 5th episode of your favorite podcast, we hope. We Aren't Directors, starring your young at heart hosts, me, Lawrence.
and your young and fart host, Kevin.
Beautiful.
Hello.
Beautiful. If for some reason you decided to tune in on this podcast on the 5th episode, respect, sometimes you got to let things play out before you join in.
Better late than never.
Exactly. Better Nate than Lever. We Aren't Directors is a film and comedy podcast where Kevin and I tell the stories of movies that we have not seen before. And perhaps they are movies you have seen before and you don't like what we say about them. If that's the case, sorry, sucks.
We don't know any better,
we
and we don't have time.
We are much like this movie. We are two helpless children up against the wheel of these plots of these movies, and we're just doing the best that we can to prove a point that so far we are 3 out of 4 proving, which is that we are better than directors. Kevin,
It's true. And when people ask, what do you guys do on your podcast? I just want to say our best. That's the theme of our podcast.
what are you doing, Kevin?
My best.
All right, but before we get into the full podcast today, Kevin, me and you have not talked in a significant amount of time. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Happy Easter to you. Happy Easter to me, actually, and happy Wester to you, bro.
Have you had that planned? That was amazing.
I had that joke like 2 years ago. I think it was on Instagram, but I couldn't post it anymore. But oh my god, when I posted that,
That's
oh
really
my
good.
yeah, dude, happy Easter.
Happy Easter. As we both agreed on the last episode, our favorite source of pornography is the Bible. So thank you, Jesus, for coming back and giving us a whole New Testament to get off
Jerk
on.
off to. I mean, we said the same thing. You're just different.
Yeah, Yours,
PG versus rated R.
I don't.
Fuck.
All right,
It's not
before
Easter
we-
anymore for me, so I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Oh yeah,
Still
you're
Easter
right,
for you.
dude. God stops watching at 11:59 on Easter, and you're good basically until the 4th of July. So get it out now. Okay, before we get into the plot or anything, Kevin, how are you?
I'm great. Had a little lazy Sunday. Went to Dave and Buster's.
Hell yeah,
The family chilled.
nice.
nothing too
Did
big.
you
How
get
about-
any? Did you redeem any good prizes?
Oh, this is taking me like 2 seconds. Watch this.
Okay, Kevin is currently leaving the camera. So I learned from our 300 episode, if we do visual gags, I do need to explain them. So Kevin is showing me something.
I'm sorry, I keep forgetting to tell you I'm leaving, but here's one of 4 things I got. It's a mini skee ball, like a desktop skee ball.
Sick. Fucking
All right.
sick.
I have a desktop hockey.
Awesome. He is wearing a
And I-
hockey jersey.
Yo, letter Kenny.
4Z. Give your balls a tug,
Shorzy.
motherfucker.
My balls a tug. And last but not least, I think it's backwards on the camera, but USB disco light.
No, it actually comes out correctly. But
Does it?
wait, why does that come back correctly? But the wad in your background is
Oh,
backwards.
because I wrote that backwards.
You fucking ass.
I did a camera test and I wrote it normally, and I was like, no, big brain. Big brain.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
So-
how are you? Now that I showed you my stuff.
I'm doing good. Can I tell you a quick story before we do anything in the pod?
Yes, please.
So it is Easter Sunday. My girlfriend Jessica is currently working a 3 in a row at her night shift job. We recently ran out of body lotion, of which we share, and so I had to go run to the grocery store to go pick up some more. And I wanted to go pick up her some vodka, which she enjoys because we killed it with our friends yesterday, as well as some popcorn. So I'm standing online. It's Easter, so the grocery store is not super packed with workers. I'm sure they gave a lot of people the day off because, like, who's going to go to the grocery store on Easter? Apparently, a fuckload of people. So I'm online. I'm carrying a handle of vodka, uh, a family size sharing bag of skinny pop popcorn, and body lotion. And I'm standing online and I'm ready to check out when who comes up behind me. But one of the
Jess.
maintenance, no, Jess is at work. I'm doing her a favor. I'm being very nice.
Oh, okay.
But who comes up behind me? But one of the maintenance workers that works in our building, and we're like chatting the shit. I haven't even realized how sus what I'm carrying looks like until I put it down on the conveyor belt. And I put it down, and I'm like, I look like I'm about to go eat some popcorn, drink some vodka, and jerk off, because I have a very random assortment, but a very specific assortment of things. And the look in the eyes of the cashier as he rang me out and asked me to cash her card, the pity, I may never forget it.
And you have to
So
answer too. You can't just stand there and say nothing and get away with it. You gotta.
I said credit because who carries cash anymore in these times?
True.
And he said, "Have a good night, buddy." And I looked at him and I looked at what I was carrying and I said, "I'll be thinking of you." Wink. I didn't do that. I
Ding.
just walked away very awkwardly. So that was my afternoon. But before we get any further from anything, speaking of uncomfortable situations, Kevin, what is the movie we are doing today?
Is 13 going on 30? Did I say that correctly?
Beautiful.
Going on
Yeah,
30?
I think so. Honestly, I don't know anything about this movie. Uh, to bring my girlfriend back into this, as if I don't mention her enough, this is one of her favorite movies and the first whole episode of the podcast she has promised to listen to if we finish it.
Sweet.
So
Hey, Jess. What's up, Chester?
yeah, fuck you.
Episode 3.
Kevin will win the FRS in the incapacitated Lawrence settlement. All right. Well, in order to get a better sense of where we are going in this movie, we will be discussing a brief summary of the plot before we create our own, as well as the actors and actresses. So let's get into it. Okay, let's get into this. To give me and Kevin and this director a fair shot at the plot, we will be discussing a quick snippet of the plot as well as the actors and actresses. So, Kevin, hit me with that plot summary, motherfucker.
Yes, sir. 13 going on 30. After a total humiliation at her 13th birthday party, Jenna Rink, it's a hot name, wants to just hide until she's 30. Thanks to some wishing dust, Jenna's prayer has been answered. With a knockout body, a dream apartment, a fabulous wardrobe, an athlete boyfriend, me, a dream job, and superstar friends, you. This can't be a better life. Unfortunately, Jenna realizes that this is not what she wanted. The only one that she needs is her childhood best friend, Matt, a boy that she thought destroyed her party. But when she finds him, he's a grown-up, and not the same person that she knew. Nice, good plot.
Wow, that's a pretty interesting plot. Yeah. I was laughing very hard because you called this girl really hot right after mentioning that she just had her 13th birthday party.
Oh, fuck me. Oh, no, okay. I said hot name.
That is true. Hot name does not indicate an age, so you're safe for now. But the FCC is watching, Kevin, so be careful, bro.
FCC, I just...
This doesn't work. Okay. All right. Let's hit those actors and actresses, if you so please. Okay, Kevin, hit me with the top billed cast.
You messed it up. That's okay, next episode, we got you.
Never happened.
Top cast. First, we got Jennifer Garner playing Jenna Rink.
Hot name.
Hot name. Mark Ruffalo playing Matt Flamham.
Oh, so he's the Mark Ruffalo's the love interest. I will be
I mean,
honest.
this is like a long time ago, so maybe he looked different when this was
I
made.
will be. Yeah, I will be honest. Is that I do find him to be like kind of a charming, like good-looking dude, but I only know him from like the Hulk and being an Avenger. So he always looks old as fuck in those movies.
Yeah. This movie was made in 2004, so he's probably a lot different than he looks now. Obviously.
All right. Maybe I'll look up some pictures of Mark Ruffalo in 2004 and place them in the video version of this podcast here and here and here. Okay. Those are all going to be pictures of Kevin.
All right. Next up, we got Judy Greer playing Lucy Wyman.
Bro, I love Judy Greer.
Which look familiar.
Yeah, she's really funny. I think she's a really funny actress. But continue, sorry.
Next we got Andy Serkis playing Richard Nealand, Kathy Baker playing Bev Rink, Phil Reeves playing Wayne Rink, Wayne. Sam Ball playing Alex Carlson, Marcia DeBonis playing Arlene, Krista B. Allen, holy mama, young Jenna, Sean Marquette playing young Matt, like rappers, Kirsten Warren playing Trish Sackett. A lot of people.
Yeah.
Should we stop there?
Yeah, we'll cut it right there. Anybody else will just give generic suburban people names like
Okay.
Chase or Hunter. Let's discuss that a little bit though. So before we go into any further, this movie was directed by Gary Winnick. That'll be more relevant later when we take him down a fucking peg. But any personal connection to any of these actors, Kevin?
Yes, Jennifer Garner.
Oh, I mean, yeah, she's all right.
Yeah, I don't like her.
I mean, you
dude, she's
can
hot
like
as
her, dude.
Fuck. Okay, she's hot.
She's pretty. Yeah,
She's pretty. She's hot, and she's popular.
Mark Ruffalo, I can see being like an opposite to her because he's so likable as an actor. He just has this energy about him. It's like me and you. Are me and you the most jacked guys in the park? Yes. Are we the most handsome guys in the park? Yes.
Also, yes.
But are we also funny and likable? Ding.
Yes. Ding. Yes.
I can see why he would be in this movie. I know Judy Greer from a ton of stuff, but I only know Andy Serkis as the bad guy or one of the bad guys from Black Panther. So,
I've never seen that either.
oh, that would have been a good one. Okay.
Oh wait, Black Panther, like the Marvel movie?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I was thinking the Pink Panther.
All right. So we have our top build cast nailed it,
Nice.
available and ready for us to deploy. But before we can get any further, we need to hit a couple more sections, and that next section is the Rotten Tomatoes score. All right, Kevin, my beloved best friend, may you please hit us with the Rotten Tomatoes score right on the chin.
Oh. All right, so here's our Rotten Potatoes. 65% on the potato meter out of 180 reviews.
Yeah.
Audience score out of 250K, which is the same for all the movies. 70%.
Yes. So that's a pretty solid movie. I'd say, at least like we said last episode, fuck critics, don't care. Audience score is what matters. That's a pretty decent score from the audience. I'd say it's not a 4, it's like a 3.5 ish, right? Out of 5. Yeah. So director Gary Winnick, we're coming for your ass, because I'm still, honestly, Kevin, I'm still pretty pissed about Zack Snyder from last week. So we have to.
Yeah, but who's Gary Winnick? Never heard of Gary Winnick.
Yeah, who's ever heard of the Winnick cut? You know, who failed at directing a Justice League movie and then had to have a bunch of people go, no, if you cut the movie a different way, it's much better, and then it wasn't even that much better. Don't think it was Gary Winnick. So,
Mm-mm.
mm.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
But to give Mr. Winnick a better shot from us completely dominating him in this comeback story of us,
Come back.
Kim Kardashian, we will be reviewing some IMDb trivia. Kevin and mine's favorite part, I guess, at this point, where Kevin states a ton of facts that he came up with on his own, and he just reads them to me because I haven't heard them yet. All right, Kevin, Jeopardy style. What is trivia fact number one?
What? Do I answer that Jeopardy style?
I guess trivia fact number one for episode 5 of We Aren't Directors. And then you say, what is?
What is, if the cast wasn't sure if things were funny enough, they would ask Judy Greer because they all felt like she was the funniest person on set. This is similar to how whenever anyone thinks anything is funny enough in real life, they ask us. Because we are the funniest people ever, and no one thinks we're lame or that starting a podcast was a bad idea. Yeah, fucking yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's a good idea, guys. I don't care if our numbers keep going down every episode. Who gives a shit? I want to personally thank the staff of St. Joe's in Patterson, New Jersey for fueling this podcast. Raquel, we will do Lawless, I promise you. But yeah, just listen to the damn podcast.
And thank you to those who have already been listening.
You guys rule. You guys will be receiving a lump sum of money.
Exactly, and this passive attack is now directed towards you guys.
Oh no, not at all. You guys rule.
Yeah, so point of question number one is that we're funny as fuck, and that's true trivia. This is all true, but this is like the truest. This is like, let's go on to trivia number 2. When 13-year-old Jenna goes into the closet for 7 minutes of heaven, you can see actual photos of Jennifer Garner as a kid on the back of the door. These pictures featured heavily in roughly 2006 when I discovered my body for the first time.
I'm sorry, dude. I had to hit you with that.
I'm telling you, man, full speed. I mean, she's hot now. Just
Yeah,
imagine her.
no, I'm proud of you for reading that
16
so
years
thoroughly
prior.
and effectively.
I'm so trained by whatever episode that fucked me up. That's the one that made me excited for this trivia.
Okay. Trivia facts number 3. After no delay, Kevin, hit it.
Question number 3. Jennifer Garner improvised a lot of Jenna's childlike observations. For example, when Alex, Sam Ball, wants to play sex games with Jenna, she suggests Battleship. I will now in great detail describe my new sex position titled Battleship.
You got it. You got this.
Alright, so let me do a little preview of what I'm about to do. So when I think about Battleship, what do you think of? Like war, the Navy? So I'm gonna try and stay close to my mic while I stand up. I'm gonna stand up.
Okay.
And I hope you're watching this on YouTube because this is a visual treat.
I will explain everything, so don't feel the need to explain. I got you.
Alright, so the position Battleship isn't really like a one position thing. It's kind of like a motion.
Oh,
that turns into a one position thing.
It's a fluid sex position. So Battleship is a fluid sex position, Kevin. So describe to me the fluidity of it.
So you're starting off in doggy, right? You can be standing, you can be on your knees, and she's on her knees. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But Battleship comes along, you're like fucking her doggy, right? Like this.
Yeah.
And then the guy yells, Battleship. And then that's when she goes up like this. You're both standing like this, but your dick is still in her. And you both salute.
So,
and then you pump.
She facing you or not? Okay. So to describe what Kevin just did, he described classic doggy style. A third party screams Battleship, and then
No,
the
no, no,
girls.
no. The guy.
Oh, okay, the guy, not a third party. Sorry, battleship, and the girl stands up at attention while maintaining penetration, and they both salute. Um, what do you need to have like a flag of your respective country in there, or
But if you're wearing a condom, that's when you take it off and you wave it like you're surrendering. When you go bare. Mm.
I usually write these trivia facts to fucking get Kevin so that he just breaks and that we can't use anything. But he's getting stronger and he's learned how to own them because that was. You have truly turned a situation where I was supposed to embarrass you into an editing nightmare for me.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Remember, if you tell me to do something, I'll do it.
It's true. All right. Number 4, Kevin.
Number 4. The Poise article that Jenna is reading at 13 years old, 30, flirty, and thriving, it is called. Here's the apartment in which she later lives in when she's 30 years old. If the Poise had to describe my new apartment, it would be 27, living in heaven, tons of loose women.
I got you, bro. Wanted to hook you up with one for once.
So I'm gonna name my apartment that.
So, Kevin, you're going to name your apartment 27, living in heaven, and tons of loose women.
I mean, not that long because it's kind of a mouthful. So let's like acronym it.
Loose women.
Acronymize it. Maybe TLT.
All right. TLT. So 27, living in heaven, and tons of loose women. Dude.
Mhm.
Perfect. Yeah.
Come
Okay.
through.
You will only be 27 for a limited amount of time after you move into your new apartment. But I suppose the T handles you until you're 40. You could be 27, 28, 29, 30. It won't rhyme, but by that point in time, you'll be drowned in so many loose women. Who cares?
Might be dead by then. All that loose women.
Yeah, venereal disease, dude.
Oh well.
Okay, let's
I'll take
hit
the
number.
punches.
Let's hit number 5.
All right. Jennifer Garner spent time with teenagers to remember how to act like one. I too sometimes load up the old Fortnite and floss with teenagers to feel young again. How do you do, fellow kids?
Let's do this. Hell yeah. Sorry, that was a visual gag. I'm probably gonna leave that in. Me and Kevin just flossed. I did Orange Justice. We are young, okay? I don't care what anybody says. We are young.
We are young. I hate that
And
song.
oh yeah, I hate that song too. You know who loves that song? Kurt Benaflor. Shout out Kurt. I
Gross.
don't know if he likes that song.
Somebody did. Either Kurt or Cal.
I don't like that song. I never liked that song.
Me either, so it's not us.
Okay. All right. So
So yeah. How do you do, fellow kids? I'm Kevin.
hello, fellow kids.
27, living in heaven. Tons of loose women.
I truly jumped very far with that rhyme, but okay. Okay, so we have our trivia, our plot, our actors and actresses, and our Rotten Tomatoes score. So we will be hitting our version of the plot after this commercial break. Okay, while Kevin's away from his camera, 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, we will be getting into the plot. For reasons unknowns to you, Kevin is away from his camera and mic. So I will be starting off the plot today. And so we will be. I couldn't hear that.
I'm making grand entrance. Watch this.
Oh, okay. Kevin has a grand entrance. Let's see it. Oh,
Oh,
didn't see
sorry.
you there.
I just came from the ground floor. Here.
Oh, nice elevator, dude.
Yeah. So I
I
just
thought
went
you
up.
lived.
I went from the 13th floor going to 30.
Oh, wow. That's a big jump. But you're already starting pretty high at 13, so. Okay, we will start this plot. We will start this plot with A young Jenna, aka Krista B. Allen, she's throwing the 13th birthday party of the year. What do they got going? Krista's parents, I mean, young Jenna's parents, out of town. They're in Palm Springs for the weekend. They couldn't give less of a shit about what Jenna's doing. Um, she got uh beer pong with some natty lights. She got some spin the bottle going, and she's having this great birthday party. And a young Mark Ruffalo, aka Young Matt, comes in with all of his buddies, and they're like, "Oh, we're here to dominate every game." And they start playing this game, and they're winning everything. And then it cuts just to a young Matt saying, if I sink this last ball in beer pong, you have to give me a kiss." And young Jenna is thinking like, wait, that would be my first kiss I ever gave anybody. Oh no, I don't want to lose. And he shoots, and it's a slow motion shot, perfectly slow motion of the ball arcing. It's like, plop. It totally lands in, and then they have to go into the the real bet was for 7 minutes in heaven in the closet. And Matt's like,
Gonna have
and
sex. Or oh no, they're gonna kiss. Fuck. Might have sex.
I don't know. No, they will, for the legal purposes of this podcast,
They are 13 years old.
They will not be having sex. They will be going into the closet, maybe to make out consensually. And but young Jenna looks very, very hesitant about this. She thinks Matt's like the booger eater of her grade. He's like annoying. He's always around her for some reason. She never wants him around. She wants to be funny, to be banging hot dudes like Alex Carlson
Us.
and Wayne.
Wine.
Not us. Kevin, you have to stop these jokes until she turns 30.
Okay, let me rephrase that. Us when we were her age.
Okay, sure, whatever.
I got you, FCC. Just don't arrest me.
Oh God, they might get us both. Okay, so they are about to go into 7 minutes in heaven, and as she's about to wish on the 7 minutes, or no, as she's about to enter the 7 minutes in heaven, young Jenna doesn't want to do this. She has a crush on Wayne, and
Wine.
and Wayne. Oh wait, no, Wayne Rank is her dad. Fuck. She has a crush on Alex
So what?
Carlson.
Fuck that.
Cannot.
No, we can't do that. Fuck.
Once again. Okay, so young Jenna has a crush on the bad boy, dude. Leather jacket. He's only like 15 years old, but he has a motorcycle somehow. His name is Alex Carlson, and she thinks he is everything that she wants to be with. So the fact that she's going into 7 minutes in heaven with the snot nosed booger eater like young Matt, she's despondent towards, you know? She looks outside of one of her side. Her parents are rich, so she has floor to ceiling windows, and she looks outside to one of her windows, and she sees a shooting star. What?
Ooh.
Okay, so she sees a shooting star coming, and she's like, I wish. This is horrible. Matt's about to ruin my birthday party. I could totally make out with Alex Carlson, and only make out because that's all I want to do at this age. And he's ruining it. I wish I could just fast forward to when I'm 30 and when I'm with Alex, and I wouldn't have to deal with any of this teenage bullshit. And she goes into 7 minutes of heaven, and it's like a very awkward noise, and they actually end almost immediately because she's like, young Matt comes out, and he's like, what were you trying to do with your mouth there? I'm a nerd. And he goes away carrying like a Dungeons and Dragons book and like an N64 controller, and he goes home. And she's just kind of like, let's just finish the party. And then they finish the party, and it shows her being like, that was the worst night of my life because I had to be in a closet with Matt while Alex was there. And she goes to bed. And she wakes up from bed. And Kevin, what happens when she wakes up?
Ah, I knew it was coming back to me.
Ah, yes.
All right, so we don't see a full picture of like her face yet.
Uh-huh.
So, see her in bed, and we're stuck in her dream, where she's living out a little bad dream montage where she's like making out with Matt, and then they get married,
Uh-huh.
and then the end of the montage is her waking up in that like nightmare scream where she's like, ah, it's like,
Ah.
it's like, oh my god, this is real. And then there's that moment of clarity when she realizes she was just dreaming. So at this point, only the viewers, the audience, can see that she is now 30 years old. But she doesn't know yet because she's still laying down like this. She gets up from bed,
Uh-huh.
does her little morning routine, which we kind of learn what it is here. She goes to the bathroom, you know, your typical human stuff. Go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, wash your face, take a piss, take a shit if you want to.
Okay. So Kevin, she's waking up. She hasn't realized the changes in her
Yes.
body yet.
Okay, that's where I left off. So she's doing her morning routine. She's washing her face, brushing her teeth, taking a dump, taking a piss. You know,
Mhm.
whatever you do in the morning, you can visualize that yourself.
Yo, maybe she takes a shower and it's a really hot shower. So no, okay, no, come on,
No, this
dude.
is a good mouth open expression.
Okay,
It's like yes,
okay.
like I'm excited for what you're about to say. Go.
Okay. Because a lot of what we just talked about. Okay. So she just finished. She took a shower, and her window's all fogged up because it was super hot, so she
Ooh.
can't see
I like this.
herself in the mirror.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so mirror's all fogged up, and then you know how you have to open your door to get the fog out. She does that,
Exactly.
and then camera is the fog. You see it rush out, so you're like, it's like a little
Whoa.
director experience. Rushing out of the room, camera goes back to the mirror, still foggy. You see like a little blurry picture of Jennifer Garner in the foggy mirror. She's like finishing washing her face. Cut 12. She gets a towel, washes her face, tries to look at herself in the mirror, just blurry. And then she's like, oh, I can't see myself. Wipes the mirror, and then she's still rubbing her face. Stops rubbing, looks up. Ah! It's like Home Alone, where she's like, ah, except she's like this. Ah, I'm 30. Fuck. And she's like, how the fuck did this happen? And then she has a little That's So Raven moment. Where she has like a vision, but it's like a flashback. She's like, oh yeah, I wished on that shooting star. And then she's freaking out. She's like, oh my god, I'm 30. What did I miss? What's happened in life? How old is my mom? Is she still alive? Is my dad alive? Is Wayne alive? Wayne. Is Letterkenny a thing yet? And she's just like freaking out, like, what have I missed? I was 13 literally yesterday, and now I'm 30. So she goes on her phone, which she still has, and she's going through her Instagram. It's all just the same pictures of her when she's 13. And then she decides to do a little experiment. She takes a selfie of herself and posts it. She doesn't know who still follows her, who's still friends with her. So she's on Instagram right now. Oh fuck, Instagram didn't come out yet. Whatever. Our plot.
Okay, wait. Before we go any further, we need to discuss. Did she go in the future 30 years with just her body, or is she 30 years old in the future?
Oh, that's a good point. It would be more interesting if she went 30 years only in her body, right? So she can still experience the things with her friends.
Yeah, but the plot summary made it sound like she woke up in the future. So this is
we're gonna go with 30 in her body and 30 in her life.
So this is 17 years in the future from her party.
Correct.
And she doesn't have any memory. She has the memories of her up to 13.
Mm-hmm. 17
Okay.
years, 23. Okay, that's pretty good. So Instagram is out because this movie was made in 2006. She's 13 going on 30, 17 years. You're better.
2023 next year.
She has Instagram. She's taking a selfie of herself. She's doing this as an experiment because she went through Instagram and realized it's like a social media website where you can share pictures of yourself, other people. So she tests it. She takes a selfie of herself and posts it. And then an hour passes by and she sees that there's a lot of her friends, like a couple of her friends that she was friends with when she was 13, commenting on it, saying, "Oh, looking great. How's your new job? How's life?" So in her mind, she's lived those 17 years. And to her friends, she's lived those 17 years. She has no idea what happened. And then she gets a message on Instagram from her friend, played by that girl that Judy Greer, playing Lucy Wyman.
Okay.
That'll be her best friend when she was 13. They're still friends when they're both 30. And what does that message say, my friend?
Okay. So that message says, hey girlfriend, we still on for brunch today? We have that work function later, but I think we can finish before that. And it's like XOXO, and then like the winking kissing emoji, like and Jennifer Garner is like, what the fuck is this app? What? She's like so confused because none of this existed. And she eventually figures it out because she's pretty intuitive with her brain. And she responds with, okay, where were we meeting up again? And then Judy Greer was like, Brownstone Pancake Factory.
And you're going East Coast? Respect.
Okay, so she says, what? How do you not know this? It's Brownstone Pancake Factory. And she's like, okay. And she just opens up an app on her phone and types it in, and she suddenly has directions. And she's like, what is going on? Why am I in the future? And she's like, okay. And she looks in the mirror one more time. And this is full on Jennifer Garner. She has grown up. She's 30 years old. She's an adult woman. And she was like, okay, I just have to meet my best friend Lucy at this restaurant for lunch. And maybe I can get some answers as to what has happened in my life. Because her Instagram feed, she's one of those people that just doesn't post anything. Like, she has a couple pictures here and there, but nothing that can give her context. And so she's going there, and she passes, as she's getting ready, she finishes getting dressed and getting ready and everything. And she passes Bev and Wayne Rink as she's going out, and they're like, Bev is reading the newspaper, and Wayne is reading the newspaper,
right?
And and Bev is
drinking a Bev.
I was gonna say she is sneaking some vodka into her orange juice for the morning, and they're like, oh honey, where are you going off so early in the morning for you? It's already 1 p.m. And Jennifer Gardner, aka Jenna, is like, what are you talking to? Like, do I always get up this late? And they're like, yeah, you and then Bev's like, yeah, you're always out with your boyfriend Alex all the time, that deadbeat, I mean, I'm sorry, that sweet boy, and you're always out with him all night and getting up so late in the day. We love him, right? We love him. And she's like gritting her teeth and sipping on her vodka orange juice super heavily. And she's like, this is so weird. I don't know what's going on. Mentally, I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. She leaves and she goes to meet Lucy at Brownstone Pancake Factory over in Edgewater, if that one's still open.
It is.
And Kevin, what happens when they meet up?
She shows up to Brownstone, and it's been a long time, so she doesn't know what Lucy looks like. She's just looking for a redhead, because Judy
Mhm.
Greer is a redhead, so I'm assuming this is how
Yeah.
she looked before. And she's looking around the restaurant, and she's looking at a booth, and there's this one girl sitting at it. It's a redhead. It's like, I hope this is Lucy. She sits down nervously. She's like, "Hi, Lucy." it's not. It's not her. She's like, "Oh fuck, shit." She gets up. She
Fuck.
180s, and then she sees another girl, redhead, that looks like Lucy when she was still
Uh-huh.
13, and she's like, "Oh shit, that was her." And she looks at her. And the girl immediately waves, so she knows it's her. She's like, "Oh shit, that was her." Turns around and says, "Oh shit, sorry, my bad." Um, she sits down at the booth where the correct Lucy is. She's like, "Hi, Lucy." She pretends to act like nothing's different. But it's one of those things where you're like conscious of what you're doing, so you're trying to fake it.
Uh-huh.
So your demeanor is kind of like so off. Like in yourself, but you can't tell if they can recognize that you're just playing it cool.
Uh-huh.
Um, and they just talk. They're like, "Oh, how you been? Thanks for meeting me." Blah blah blah. And then after a moment, Jenna just finally comes out and she says, she just tells the whole truth. She's like, I woke up this morning and I was fucking 30 years old. Like yesterday, literally yesterday, I was 13. I saw a shooting star in the closet during my party. You remember my party? Should we
Uh-huh.
roleplay this? Yeah, let's roleplay.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah, sure. Kevin and I will be acting out the scene, or as Kevin likes to put it, role playing
Roleplay.
as two women.
This is good. Last time we were man and a woman. Episode before
Uh
that, we were me woman, you man. And now we're both women.
okay. All right. So Kevin, you can play Jenna, and I will play Lucy.
I'm hotter. Right. In character. Hello, I'm Judy. Hello, I'm Judy. So I'm sitting down at the booth. Okay, set the mood. Judy, oh my god, hi, how are you?
My name's Lucy, but hi.
Hi, Lucy. Hi, how are you? Fuck.
Hi. I'm good. We have brunch like 3 times a week. Why are you acting so weird?
Oh, sorry. Things just work and stuff just get into my head. So how you been? Thanks for meeting me again.
Yeah, I've been good. Um, um, holy shit, there's no other dudes. Phil's been such a douchebag lately. Played by Philip Pavel. He's been such a douchebag lately with treating me as his girlfriend. And honestly, I just needed a girl's morning to get away before we get back to our jobs at Vogue magazine.
Our jobs. I work there too.
Uh, yeah, you're lead editor of Women's Spring Fashions.
Oh, right. Yeah, I knew that. I just want to make sure you recognize what I do. Yeah.
Oh,
So how long have I been working there for? Not a
that's
weird
a
question. I'm just
weird.
just testing you as a head position.
Well, I am your executive assistant, which is crazy because I don't know how your boss let that happen with us being best friends and everything. But you've been working at this job for like 4 years.
Right. Okay. All right. You passed the test. I was just testing you. It's okay. And you
All right.
passed.
How is everything with you and um Alex been?
Alex, we're dating. I mean, oh yeah, right. We're dating. We're dating. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
great. They're great.
So I don't want to let you in on the grapevine, but I hear he's gonna up the question anytime soon. I heard from a friend of a friend of a friend that he's taking it to TGI Fridays this weekend.
Really? Oh, how long have we been dating?
Uh Basically since the night of your 13th birthday party.
Oh, I knew that. I mean, I knew that. I knew that. Right. So, I'm dating him. Fuck.
Yeah.
How's
You
how's Richard doing? Not Richard. Fuck. How's Matt doing?
Matt? I mean, he started some like company that's never gonna take off. It's called Uber,
Oh wow.
and like, who really cares about that? That guy was such a creep at your 13th birthday party, and none of us have heard from him since we graduated high school. But everybody just really is cheering for you and Alex.
Oh wow, that's awesome. So fuck, I'm getting fucking married.
Well, not you have to say yes, and you're gonna say yes, right?
I mean, yeah, I had a crush on him when I was 13. I'm happy that we're dating for this long. I'm 30 now. He's also 30.
I mean, I know it was a little problematic, but he did fake 3 pregnancy scares for you.
Oh, that's right. Oh, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I kind of woke up this morning. You remember how we did 7 minutes in heaven? And I was with Matt in the closet. I made a wish on the shooting star, and I wish I was 30. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then I just blanked out after that. I woke up this morning and I was 30 years old. And now I'm here with you, and this is my first interaction with anybody after this happened. So
Wait,
help me.
so you don't remember anything from when you were 13 to now?
The last memory I have is me seeing that shooting star. I don't even know if I kissed Matt. I
So
don't know what happened after that.
so you don't remember when me and you were drafted into the special ops at 18 and we were deployed into an unnamed country to take down an insurrectionist government?
No.
Oh, well, okay. Um, it's really convenient for you to forget because people have been knocking on my door asking questions, but uh, if that's what's happening, then, well, let me catch you up to speed. Well, you made out with Matt in 7 minutes in heaven when you were 13, and when you came out, Alex got so jealous and he punched Matt in the face and he said, "You can't do that to my girlfriend, bro." And Matt was like, "Bro, what the fuck? We were playing spin the bottle. Like, you can't just punch someone in the face." And he punched him again. And then Matt left the party, and then you and Alex since then have been boyfriend and girlfriend. And yeah, he has said that you guys were pregnant about 2 or 3 times, which none of them were true. But he currently works at the local YMCA as a tap dance instructor, while you have a high position power at Vogue, and you're just making things work.
So I guess I've just accepted the fact that I'm the breadwinner in this family.
Um, you know it, girlfriend.
Fuck. All
Okay,
right, all right. That's
uh,
enough roleplay. It's good.
that is too much role play, maybe.
There's no such thing as too much roleplay.
Okay, so it cuts from then, and they finish, and they go back to work at Vogue, and when they get back to Vogue, her her desk is decorated so shitty. It's like one cupcake with a candle in it and a bunch of half deflated balloons, and it's supposed to say "Happy Birthday, Jenna," but it really says like uh "Ape Na," like half the letters are up. So she's there, and it's like um half inflated balloons. It doesn't even say her full name or happy birthday. And she's so pissed, and she's like, "Wow, this is great!" And then out comes Sam Ball, aka her boyfriend Alex Carlson.
Mhm.
He's he is dressed in one of those checkerboard scene scarves that were popular when we were teens, Kevin. Like the ones that go like right here, like a triangle down your chest.
Not
He's
like
wearing
Infinity scarves, right?
yeah, yeah, like
Kind of like that.
like kind of, but like the lamest ones you could think of.
Okay, okay, I got you. Is it like frayed?
Um,
Like,
Yeah, it has
okay.
the phrase.
I got you.
Oh,
I got
for
you.
sure.
I'm on board.
Uh, and he's wearing like an ill-fitting leather jacket and pants that are so tight, really, really tight, and you don't see any dick near the crotch.
So he's like a skid.
Yeah, he's basically a skid.
Okay.
But not one of the cool skids. He's like one of the background skids.
So like, okay, I got you.
Okay, so he's there and he's like, "Hey, what's up, Jenna? I'm here to wish you a happy birthday." And Jenna's like, "Oh, like this is kind of something."
Kind of like, what did I see in
And
this guy before?
exactly.
Okay.
Like she's like, this guy was cool in high school because he had a free weed plug, but since then, like that free weed plug hasn't gotten him through the rest of his life.
Mm.
And she's like, okay, it's not even my birthday. My birthday's not for another 3 days, but that's okay. And he's like, yeah. And he keeps snapping his fingers on rhythm. He's like,
Was he a greaser?
yeah. And he's like, I'm gonna take you to Cheesecake Factory on your birthday. Be ready. And he leaves. He does exactly this. So listeners, what I'm about to do is I'm about to take a huge vape hit and disappear in a cloud of smoke. So
Okay, take one too.
and so he disappears and he comes back. And he disappears and she's all like, "What was the lamest? This was the guy I found super hot in high school." And
I like
she
where this is
looks
going.
over. Yeah, she looks over at Lucy and she's like, and Lucy's kind of like, "Oh no." And then she turns back to chatting with their other coworker, Richard Nealand, aka Dickney, played by Andy Serkis. So she's chat. So Judy Greer, Lucy Wyman is chatting to Andy Serkis, aka Dickney.
What is his position at Vogue? Sorry.
Lead talent photographer.
Okay. So what's
Yeah.
what's Jennifer Garner's again? Like lead fashion designer?
Let's
something?
say that because I didn't have anything.
I mean, we could reference back, but it's too late in this recording. So she's
It
whatever
is
we
the-
said before.
Yeah, no, she's lead fashion designer as per Kevin because I did not have a better position than that.
Okay,
Or
cool.
maybe lead fashion designer / lead editor. She's second in command to CEO.
Okay.
And Lucy's chatting up this dude, and they seem to be hitting it off. And this is the moment where Jenna has like she looks around at her desk, the shitty thing. She sees Alex running off, Naruto running off with his arms behind him in the cloud of vape smoke that he left, and her half inflated balloons, and just this really sad showing on her desk. And she's like, "What is my life at 30?" And I've been talking for a while now, Kev, so pick up where I left off.
Dude, this guy Alex sounds like such a dweeb. It's so like cringy. It's like,
That's the point.
and I know that somebody out there like Alex that we just described exists, and it's so sad.
Oh yeah. Hey buddy. If you still Naruto run, or if you put in minimal effort into your friends' celebrations, give your balls a tug, tit fucker.
Give her balls
Figure
tug
it out.
because I'll be honest, I do it, but I do it just to fuck with people. You know what it is? But if you still do it with passion, the fuck, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you make jokes, but you will come through. You will come on, and you will come in.
27, something in heaven, women.
Loose women. That's Kevin Toledo, baby.
Welcome to the Winston, baby. Unit beep beep beep. Not telling you my unit
Okay.
number. Nobody fucking stalks me unless you want to send me fan mail. I'm unit. You can beep that. Fuck.
That you're not unit. Oh, I guess maybe you're new. Okay. There's gonna be so many cuts this episode, and that is okay because we are having a fun time, and we hope you guys are having a fun time.
This is fun.
So,
It's like Twister, but not too stupid.
no, yeah, we haven't gotten stupid, but we have been just as ridiculous.
It's like
So,
intellectual banter. Normal conversation, then.
yeah, me and Kevin's normal conversation can be described as intellectual banter.
This
We've
is a
also been recording
FaceTime,
for 2 hours at this point.
which we thought was a problem in one of our other episodes. We're like, oh, this is gonna be the longest episode ever, but no, folks.
It keeps getting longer, bro.
That's what she said. And that's okay because this is content.
All right, when Kevin hosts the remainder of these episodes, you guys know why. Okay, so
I forgot what the fuck we were.
No, so here's where we were.
Sorry.
Jenna is looking around at her life, and she sees everything seems kind of off. She doesn't have her own private office, despite being second in command at Vogue. Her desk is decorated so shittily that like none of the letters are actually fully standing up, except something that's like inappropriate, but I can't think of the letters right now, are
Right.
fully inflated. And her boyfriend vapes and Naruto runs everything. And she sees Judy Greer with this dude, Dick Knees. And they're like so happy together. Dick Knees. Yeah, Richard Nealon, dude, Dick Knees. And so they're so happy together, and she's like, I want that. And she looks at the TV that they have running in the office, and it's running like channel 2, and she sees that the current CEO of Uber and Uber Eats, Matt Flamhalf, aka her 7 Minutes in Heaven when she was in 13, is being interviewed for his amazing new company. And Kevin, where does it pick up from there?
Sweet. All right, so I'm gonna do a little self roleplay. You don't have to roleplay in this. I'm gonna do the interview. Unless you want to be the interviewer, I'm gonna be Matt.
Okay.
I'll be Matt,
You
and then
lead me with your answers, the opposite of what an interviewer is.
oh, nice. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm gonna be talking about just a little background. I'm gonna be talking about how my business in Uber, because I'm from New York, has been booming.
New York.
So
Okay.
my man Mark Ruffalo playing Matt Flamhoff has a New York accent. So I'm gonna do my best New York accent. Beach. I was born in New York, raised in 6 months, then moved to Jersey. So I'm technically New York.
Okay. All right, Mr. Matt, we are here to interview you about your new company, Uber and Uber Eats. Can you please tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah. Thanks for the time, Mr. Interviewer. What's your name again?
Fuck you.
You can make up a name. It's okay.
My name is Jalvin Khan, and I'm interviewing you for the New York Post. Tell me more about Uber and Uber Eats.
Yeah. So I started this company about 2-3 years ago. I was trying to find a taxi one day, and there's nobody, bro. It was fucking January, and it was fucking snowing hard, and couldn't find a fucking taxi anywhere, bro. So I was like, fuck this. I'm gonna have fucking strangers on the street, and just have people give them rides, stop in the morning 7 a.m., get a fucking coffee, pick up an Uber, get where you need to be, go to fucking work, get your check, live life, baby. And nowadays we're trying to run down the taxi business in New York. Yo, how's my New York accent? It's good.
It's good, dude. Wait, you went on so long. No, but this is great for the interview. Okay. So the rumor on the streets is that your taxi business was started from an idea when you were a teenager, when you had to get out of a girl's birthday party really quick.
Right.
Any elaboration on that?
Right, so we're playing 7 Minutes in Heaven, and I had a feeling she didn't want to like kiss me or whatever, right? And she wanted to get out of there quick, and that's kind of where I got the inspiration for my company. Uber. Gotta get where you need to be quick.
Right. Well, we love the inspiration for your new app. We think Uber has been a great aid to the city, especially during these difficult times where it's so hard to find a taxi.
Right, right.
And in times like this, where you want food delivered and it's so hard, even though everyone can come out of their house and just go pick it up whenever they want and there's no disease holding it back.
True, true. And that's why when I thought about transporting people, I thought about transporting food. With this COVID nowadays, you gotta be careful about who's delivering your food. Whether you're trying to get it right to your work, to your mom's, going to Long Island, the fucking Bronx, you need to get your food too. Food delivery, Uber Eats, TM.
So we have this is a surprise. We have a listener calling in. His name is Alex Carlson, saying that he had the idea for Uber Eats first. And Alex is on the line. Can you please speak loudly and clearly, Alex? And through the speaker, you hear Alex going, "Hey, the idea for Uber Eats was mine, and I'm starting a rival company called Lyft. We are gonna take you out of business, and also, I'm still banging Jenna, motherfucker. My name's Christopher Walken, but I'm played by Sam Bob, and we are gonna take you out of business, motherfucker. And I'm still banging that girl that you want to make out with." And the reporter goes, we can't be airing this, but any final comments, Mr. Flamhalf?"
So, I'm gonna tell you one thing, Mr. Alex. I started this company called Uber. I'm gonna fucking take you down. You hear me? Cause Uber reigns supreme to fucking Lyft.
"Oh, I will be taking you down, Mister."
I'll see you on the streets of New York. Meet me on 42nd and 8th.
And that is all of the time that we have for today, folks. Mr. Matt Flamhoff and Mr. Alex Carlson, and we will be back with the news. Whoosh.
Nice, dude. Got a lot of accents.
This is all, even though it's the Uber and Lyft battle now, it turns back to Jenna. And Jenna she's sitting in her apartment and she's all like, she has a drink with Lucy and they're drinking. Much like people our age, they don't want to go out to a bar because fuck going out to bars, dude. Like, she's not trying to get her slut on, she's trying to figure her life out, as well as the fact like she doesn't really know where she's at right now. And so she's talking to Lucy and they're sharing a bottle of Target Rosé. And she's like, "Lucy, what do I do? I think Alex is such a douchebag. Like, why would a man fake pregnancies to get a girl to stay with him? And Matt seems so great, but he seems so invested in Uber, and Alex is so invested in Lyft. And what do I do?" And then Kevin, you playing Lucy Wyman, aka Judy Greer, says what?
Did not expect the roles to be switched here. Right. I knew for a while you had a little crush on Alex, but seeing how things are now, I think you should really get with Matt. See, his business is booming. This motherfucker you're dating is still Naruto running. Does that vape smoke? It's up to you, man. Man. It's up to you, girl. I know you're smart enough to know what to pick, so choose wisely. You want a rich man who runs Uber, or a fucking Naruto runner?
And Jenna, she's sitting there and she's thinking, and then you hear the ding from her phone, and it says, "Invited. You are invited to Jenna's birthday extravaganza hosted by Uber in FiDi this weekend on April 20th, hosting Jenna's 30th birthday extravaganza." It's hosted by Uber/Matt, and it's like, come to this party this weekend, April 20th. weed is fully legal in New York City and available. Drinks are, open bar. Yes. You guys are
Fucking
finally
finally.
catching up. You guys are fucking catching up. Um, and Jenna and Lucy kind of cut off their conversation there as Lucy's like, you know, maybe this weekend you can find out who you want to be with. And Jenna's like, okay, I'll figure it out this weekend. And she goes to the party, Kevin. And she goes in dressed to the nines, Jennifer Garner, hot as fuck, age 30, prime of her life. What is she wearing? And what does she do at this party? Hit it.
At this party, she's wearing a nice slim dress. No under boob. Got some side boob action. Top boob.
Classic.
Obviously, Cleveland, Ohio's present. At the Bowery. Little recap. No under boob. Gotta keep it quaint, humble, Side boob action though. Cleveland, Ohio's present.
All day.
Top boob. Boom. 75% cleavage and top boob showing. Alright. So we're at the party. We see Jennifer Gardner, Miss Jenna Rink walking up in her heels, looking all fucking sexy. Jennifer Gardner, love you. She's walking up and she's going up to the bouncer and she's like, "Hi, I'm Jenna Rink." And the bouncer goes, "Yes, Mr. Matt has been expecting you. He'd like you to please step this way into the VIP area." And she's like, "Oh shit, I'm about to get fucked." She walks up. It's like a staircase upward. Oh no, most Manhattan like bars are like downstairs entrances. Kind of.
This one goes down, and then when she gets inside, she has to go up.
So why not just keep it floor level? Plot. Alright, she goes down, she goes up. And she sees Matt standing there cross-legged. Like a fucking CEO that he is. It's like, "Jenna, how are you?" And she goes, "Oh my god, Matt, how are you?" Talk, they catch up. And then she eventually tells him the truth about how she woke up 30 years later. 17 years later.
Fuck.
And so she gets the same story as Lucy. And in the end, Matt goes, she's like, and then Matt's like, "Oh my god, so you don't remember anything from the time we were in 7 Minutes in Heaven?" She goes, "No." And he's like, "What do you think of me now? And how's Alex? Like, how's he doing?" And then she tells him about Alex and how he's like some Naruto runner who vapes. Blah blah blah. And this is where she kind of leans towards Matt. And as mentioned in our plot, she realizes that she, not saying that she needs Matt at this point because not many things have happened yet, but that she's kind of falling in love with Matt, even though he was a booger eater.
Yes. I got you from here, dog. I know exactly what happens at this party.
All right, take over.
So what happens is Matt is entertaining her in the VIP section, so the very important people section.
Yes, repeated.
And double. Yeah, there's a VIP section, and that's filled with a bunch of schlubs. Like the cast of We Aren't Directors is there, and they're just kind of awkwardly sharing a bottle of Screwball, and but he's up there and he's alone with Jenna, and he's like trying to entertain Jenna, and he's like, "Listen, I got all this money and I got nothing to do with it. I want to spoil you for the rest of your life." And Jenna's like, "That sounds nice. I mean, like I haven't really had the experience to know what I want yet." And Matt's, "I could keep you well fed, well dressed. I could get you to the moon if I wanted to, because I run Uber and Uber Eats, and who knows how vital of a food service that'll be given the current health conditions in America." She's like, "Okay." And they look at the dance floor and they see this dude is fucking two-stepping. He's fucking like, ooh,
dude, like in White Chicks, when Terry Crews was roofied by accident, and he was like,
Exactly, dude.
I got you.
But you know who's dancing on the dance floor?
Wayne.
Alex.
Fuck.
Wayne's are dead. He's having a nap. He had his Earl Grey tea, non-caffeinated, and he fell asleep like 3 hours ago.
Took his Lipitor, his metoprolol.
Yeah, exactly. It's his Flomax, and his he is to the max flowing. But at this party, it's Alex, and he's two-stepping, and he starts dance battling, and he challenges Judy Greer's. He challenges Dick Knees to a dance battle in the middle of the party in front of everybody. So there's New York celebrities all around. There's Neil Patrick Harris. There's Maury's there.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z, Beyonce. This is Uber's party, so they are stacked to the brim with New York celebrities.
I got
John
you.
Mulaney's there.
John Mulaney, love you.
The cast of We Aren't Directors is in the VIP section, as I previously said.
But from far, because we're only in VIP, not VIP.
Oh, of course, yes.
So like this.
But he's two-stepping. He starts doing a six-step, and Dick Knees tries to respond, and he doesn't really know how to dance, so he's just doing like an air guitar, and he does like a sick air guitar to the song because it's a dubstep remix of Back in Black by AC/DC, and it's like Back in Black, and he slides on his knees, and he slides right in front of Alex, and Alex is like, not to be one up, starts he Naruto runs, does a full backflip, and starts spinning on his head, and um and Jen is looking at this, and she's looking at Matt, and Matt's just sitting there cross-legged at the party, and he's not really like, it's his party and he's paying for everything, and he's trying to sleep with her, but he's not having fun, and this dude down there, that dude's having fun. And even though that dude faked a pregnancy to keep her, like, she doesn't know who to go with. Is with the brain of someone that just woke up and they're suddenly 30, and seeing these two dudes, they're both kind of lame, and she's kind of like, I think I want to go dance with Alex down there, and Matt's like, whoa, you want to leave me in the VIP section, and you want to go dance with Alex down there? And she's like, I don't know why you talk in such brief sentences, but yes, I would very much like to go down there and dance with the man who I currently call my boyfriend and have some fun. And he's like, oh, well, this means war between Uber and Lyft. And she's like, I don't even know what those things fucking are. And she goes down, and she gets stopped by Judy, who is trashed at this point because her future husband, she just got engaged to after he lost the dance battle, and she's trashed now, and she's like, whoa, girlfriend, I don't know if you need to be going down there. Don't you want to be up there with Matt? And then how does it proceed from there, Kevin?
Holy fuck.
I need to give you as many curveballs as I can. I'm sorry.
So Judy's saying that she needs to be up there with Matt, right? And oh my god, where do I fucking go with this? You did good. So Matt's recognizing this whole thing, and he's like, I'm losing this battle to these two dweebs. Dick Knees and what's his face is dancing on the floor. He's like, I gotta step my game up. So he goes on the dance floor. He starts working the shit out of them.
Oh,
He's not 2-stepping. He's not 3-stepping. He's fucking like 10-stepping. The old Brooklyn Shuffle, baby. The Manhattan Mambo. He's like breaking the shit out of the dance floor. And it's like in White Chicks, when Kevin and Marcus win the dance battle.
Yeah.
This guy, Matt, wins the dance battle. And this whole time, Jenna's watching, and she falls even more in love. Alright? And then the night carries on. A little montage of her just keep taking shots. Everyone's taking shots, having a good time. The camera view is kind of like you're on acid, but you can still see everything. Everyone's taking shots. Exactly, yeah. Like, oh, it's like double vision blurry when you're looking left and right. And then it all of a sudden pans, eventually fade to black. We're gonna reflect back onto the scene when she just woke up when she was 30. Screen fades to black. It opens up again like she's opening up her eyes. It's like this.
Huh.
She's like, oh. She's like, fuck, the same thing happened before. How old am I now?
Oh God.
And then she turns to her left, and guess who's there? Lawrence, guess who's there?
Lucy.
Dad. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Just kidding. It's Matt. She gets fucking sloshed. She ends up going home with Matt, and she has no idea what the fuck just happened. All she knows is that she woke up with Matt next to her. She wakes up, Matt's arm is around her in bed. They're like, Matt is acting like the girl in this situation, so he's
Kevin. Yeah, you said you knew where to take this plot. Where are you taking this plot?
So we just took a piss, and I had an idea while I was midstream, bro. Idea midstream. So she's waking up in bed next to Matt, and she just like upfront says it like, Matt, please, like, I told you what I said last night about me waking up 30 years old. Tell me everything that's happened between me and you, and if you know anything about anything else, tell me what happened. So he tells her about obviously how his business has been booming. She knows about that already from the interview, but
Mhm.
he goes into detail about how Alex has been progressing through Lyft, his rival. Like, Lyft, it has a stupid logo. It just says Lyft. It's pink. This guy's still a fucking dweeb. I don't know what you saw in him. And I don't know what your plans are after this. So, Lawrence, please tell me what the plans are after this.
So he has fully announced that he is at war with Lyft, right? And he's woke up in bed with her, and it's not sure what they did yet, right, in that bed. So,
Oh, they probably had sex.
so what Matt thinks is that for their birthday party, for her birthday party, she went down and it flashes back, and she's like, so what happens is she goes there. They actually woke up in the hotel room when she woke up with her eyes like she did when she was 13 and 30, and she's like, what did I do last night? And she when she woke up there in a hotel room, and she goes over to the hotel coffee maker, and she makes a coffee, and she remembers because she hears like that from the hotel coffee. And what
Sounds
that
like,
reminds her,
sounds like the camel twister.
yeah, it's the same noise. It's a slowed down camel moan. Um, but what she hears is she hears that, and she flashes back to the party. And so what happens is she goes down and she sees Lucy, her friend. Her boyfriend just proposed to her. Dick Knees just proposed to her out of nowhere, and he was like breakdancing and shit. And like he lost the breakdance battle, and he still proposed to her, and she still said yes. And she's like, that's not how I want a guy to be with me. And she looks at um Alex, and he's Naruto running around the thing being like, I won, I won, I won. And she's like, I don't want to be with him. And she looks at Matt up in the VIP area, and he's there like being like, I have so much money. I was in 7 minutes in heaven with her, and I have earned the right to her life forever. And he's like, I don't want that fucking, and she's like, I don't want that fucking shit either. And so she goes to the bartender, and she's like, please give me the cheapest tequila you have. And he pours her Tres Agaves tequila that once led to one of the worst stories of my life. Shout out Jared if you're listening to this. I'm so sorry about your downstairs bathroom. So she's ripping shots of Tres Agaves tequila. And and she's like, all right, whatever. I'm gonna win this breakdance battle. And she goes and she tries to go for a hurricane, which is a b-boy move, and she fucks up and she knocks herself out. And then it's like kind of quick flashes to Matt being like, well, I could take her to the penthouse suite of of the Bowery where there's a hotel room and I can take her there. And he takes her there and he lays her in the bed and he lays next to her while she sleeps. Nothing inappropriate happens, but he probably shouldn't have done that. And she in somehow, after ingesting Tres Agaves tequila, remembers the night, even though functionally, to my knowledge, that is impossible because that is the worst tequila and the strongest tequila anybody has ever had. And she remembers it. And she's like, I don't really like how that night went. I'm just gonna go back to my shift at Vogue and hang out with Lucy. And I think you should probably leave me alone for today, Matt. And Matt's like, whoa, I don't understand. I think you are having some conflicting issues with me and your friend from Lyft, Alex. And I will speak to you after you've learned how to talk to me, the successful CEO of Uber. And she's like, all right, dude, I don't, whatever. And she just goes to work. And Kevin, where does it pick up from there?
And she goes to work and she's contemplating everything that's happened in her life. She's going to, what's her name for the redhead? Lucy?
Lucy.
Lucy. She's going to her for advice. She's like, oh my God, like this just happened. But she doesn't remember because she was drunk. Lucy was drunk.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, what do I do?
Does she remember that she got engaged?
Okay.
No, but does she? Does she? Is what I'm asking.
Did she say yes?
Yeah, she did say she was wearing the ring.
Okay. So she's wearing the ring. And Lucy's like, Jenna, we're 30 years old now. We gotta make some decisions in our life. We're not getting any older. We're not getting any younger. You gotta decide what you want to do now. Like, I know you had a blur of between 13 and 30. But, we gotta get our shit together here, bro. This.
Mm-hmm.
And she just goes into this little, like, midlife crisis. Is that midlife? 30 years old?
I'll give it a solid quarter life because I had my quarter life crisis at like 23. Like right after we graduated college and started working, I had my quarter life crisis. So I'll give her a solid midlife crisis there.
Okay, solid. So she's going through a quarter life crisis, and she's having a flashback when she was 13, thinking about what her goals were when she was 30 years old. She said, I want to be successful, which she is, lead fashion designer at Vogue in New York City. But one of the things she wanted was a husband that was successful and, someone she could respect, not a dweeb like fucking Alex, who Naruto runs, who does that shit anymore. So now that she comes across Matt, she's like, this is the perfect guy. This is who I want to be with, who I've wanted to, be with when I was older, at this age in my life. And she goes to Lucy and she's like, you know what? This is what I want to do. I think Matt's the one. I know before he was a booger eater, but I want to eat his boogers now.
Oh God.
So yeah, long story short, she doesn't want to be with Alex. She wants to be with Matt. And now there's this whole, let's not call it a montage. We can play this out like a real movie. She starts going out on multiple dates with Matt behind Alex's back. Alex doesn't know. He's on business trips, doing business work with Lyft in New York City. So he's like behind the scenes in all this. Meanwhile, Matt's working in Uber at the corporate office, and she's going on dates while he's on break after work. And she's, in short, cheating on Alex. Trying to get a feel for what the life she wanted to have was like. And she likes it. And then she goes back to Lucy and she's like, this is what I found. Like, I think I need to be with Matt. And you remember 7 Minutes in Heaven? I think that was a foreshadowing of what I was supposed to be when I was 30. I was meant to be with Matt, not Alex. And Lucy's like, oh, how the tides have changed. From booger eater to successful business owner. And then all she says is, listen to your heart. And then non-copyright, listen to your heart starts playing in the background. And now we get into a montage where And it's just
he's
like,
calling for you.
listen to your heart. There's nothing else. I don't even know the
You
lyrics.
can do.
I don't know where I'm going.
I don't know.
Listen to your heart before you tell him
Tell him goodbye.
Dude, that's sick, buddy.
Yeah, sick.
Nice. Heard it.
Heard
And just fucking saying on our podcast, dude. This is episode 5. We've evolved.
I every episode I say this bitch is gonna be such a bitch to edit, and I apologize for episode 4 coming out late. I will not apologize for episode 5 coming out late because we brought this upon ourselves.
Content. All right, so we just sang. We just sang uncopyrighted. You don't have to add that. We can just have us singing. And
No, we'll do it.
Fuck, where was I? Talking to Lucy.
I got you from me.
And Lucy's like, did you just sing? The fuck was that? All right.
So she sang. Okay. So she sang in front of Lucy, and Lucy's like, "Did you just sing that song to what? What?" And then Jenna's like, "All right, I need to break off of work," and she's like, she's second in command at her job, so she's like, I can just leave whenever the fuck I want. You know what I mean? So she leaves, and she's at this bar, and she's by herself, and she starts getting drunk, and she sees like the ghosts, not ghosts, but like she starts seeing visions because she's drinking absinthe. Because some people insist you drink absinthe, and that'll be a fun time, even though you'll just get super fucked up, Kevin. Are you talking to me, bro? Are you talking to me?
Are you?
Oh, so she's drinking absinthe, and she's fucked up at a bar. She starts seeing spirits of her parents being like, "Who do you want to be with?" And she sees like the spirit of Alex come in, and he comes in like an Uber black, like in her dream. This is all in a dream sequence, but it's like in Uber black, and he comes out and he's like, "Come with me if you want to be rich for the rest of your life." And she's like, "I don't know, because like you were a wiener before, and I want to be with you now, but you haven't really proven that you're much more than like a more successful booger eater." And he's like, "Whatever, just hit that Uber black thing on your phone if you want to see me again." And he drives off. Then someone Naruto runs in, and it's Alex, and he's like, "Listen, I've been with you for the past 17 years, despite a couple of pregnancy scares that we can't blame on anybody. And, you know, who knows what could have happened if you were actually pregnant during those pregnancy scares, but I've always been here for you. I'm a sick break dancer. Like, you should be with me." And Jenna is just sitting at this bar, nursing her absinthe, and she drinks the full thing. And she realizes that what she needs to be is an independent woman, because she's second in command at Vogue. She could have all the hot dudes that she wants at her fingertips, you know? And
Especially
she
us.
drinks this, especially us, because Jennifer Garner, what's for Kevin, not for me. I'm taking it happy.
Yeah, only for me.
And she takes this drink, and she's thinking, and all of these scenes in the movie flush back into her head as she realizes she wants to be independent.
Mhm.
And she wakes up in her bed again, and it's from her perspective, a point of view, if you will, from her perspective. And she's getting up, and she's like, another day of work. And she realizes the room's a little bit different than what she remembered, but she's so tired. Like, she's been drinking absinthe all night, and she gets ready, and she's washing her face, and she looks up in the mirror, and she's 13 again. And Kevin, now that she knows this, it's the day she goes down the stairs, And her parents like, wow, we just got back from Palm Springs. And it sounds like you had a pretty wild birthday party. And her mom and dad fist bump her. And they're like, nice. And they're like, did you make out with Matt like you wanted? And she sits there thinking. And she says, what did she say, Kevin?
She says, there's a slight pause, and she's like this. There's like a mini flashback, you know, like in the Marvel movies when they have like that quick flash of like Marvel comics just like flashing through.
Uh huh.
It's like that, but you can see her like her life flashing from 13 to 30. Just her with Alex, blah, 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 and then everything that we talked about in our plot. And then it pans back to her. She's like this. You know what? Yeah, I did. I made out with Matt.
Her parents
And
are like, yo, nice dog. And they fist bump her.
It's like, sick buddy.
Sick buddy.
Yeah, apparently they're Canadian.
Hyundai P, buddy.
Hyundai P.
ABC, baby. Always be making out with Matt.
Hi, I'm Jonesy.
And he's Riley.
So they fist bump. And do you want to end this movie or do you want me to end it?
You can end it. I don't give a shit.
Okay, I mean that's pretty much the ending. I feel like that's a good ending. Where she's just like, the camera zooms into her and she's like, you know what? Yeah, I did make out with Matt. And then she winks at the camera. She's like, oh no, sorry, the camera's over here. She's like,
wink. Nice.
ding.
So I think she winks at the camera, and it's not clear what she chosen, but she has realized that most dudes are fucking losers. It doesn't matter how successful we are, how much money we make, how good of breakdancers we are. Okay, so I think what she learned is that, you know what, you can have these dreams about these guys in high school, and you will think they'll turn out a certain way, and they can be as successful or as unsuccessful as you want them to be, but they'll never live up to the dreams that you have of them. And she chooses instead to become the head of Vogue. And when she becomes the head of Vogue, she also becomes the head of Prada. And she becomes whatever actress plays the head bitch in The Devil Wears Prada.
Movie I've never seen.
I've actually seen that. That's actually a pretty good movie.
Nice.
So she becomes the head bitch of Vogue, and she starts reporting on Prada, and that leads into the sequel of this movie, which is The Devil Wears Prada.
Sick.
So these dudes end up becoming nothing, because what is a person nowadays in 2022 post-COVID, where Uber Eats reigned supreme for a while, but DoorDash then slowly took over? What is a person now? Independent, strong, and they don't need them. And that is what Jenna ended up as. Respect to you, Jenna. You have done it. You are independent, strong, and you don't need no fucking man. Unless that man's name is Kevin Toledo.
Jennifer Garner.
Even at your current age, whatever it is, like 45 or whatever. But okay, I guess that's our movie. I don't know where the movie began and our banter ended, but that'll be a question for future Lawrence as he pulls his hair out attempting to edit this episode. So, we will be right back, audience, with our ratings.